All right. Hey y'all, how's it going? It's Gio, and today we're going to be talking about building disciplines with skilled habits. Now, yesterday we sat and we just dove deep into mindset, where we were talking about journaling, we were talking about uh like internalizing and thinking about what we want it to be, telling ourselves what we want to do, figuring out insecurities and things like that. And the way we start to align those things and build upon those things, bar none, is discipline. Discipline is going to be what makes and or breaks us. I need you to remember this. Discipline is going to either make or break us. Now, a lot of people like to go into this discipline part and completely overhaul their lives. I would strongly recommend, if you can, to do that. Like, if you know you wake up every day at 12 o'clock, like, bro, you need to go ahead and set your clock to no later to wake up than 5 in the morning. Okay? Bar none. The best way to start, damn it. The best way to start is to set your alarm for 5 a.m. That should be when you wake up. Now, I understand that some people might not be able to do that, but if you're trying to be like the people who are getting stuff done and have their shit together, the main thing they fixate on all the time is just that: time. As time passes, we are losing it. The seconds that I just said the things before are seconds that I'm not going to get back. You have to start remembering that every single day. That's why I'm doing this right now, where I'm on a run that I need to drop a video every single day. I need you guys to understand with me that time is fleeting. Every day we wake up and do things, we don't get to do those things again. Every time we make a mistake, we have to quickly learn and push forward. Heck, I'll give you an example. I was trying to set this stuff up now. I couldn't find my hat. I wanted to put my microphone in my hat, couldn't find my hat. And it was taking away time, valuable time that I can be putting into this and helping y'all to help myself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's to be selfish. I'm saying it because the more I pour into me is the more I can pour into y'all. So, without further ado, so many mosquitoes out here. Without further ado, okay, let's go ahead and get into our disciplines. So, like I touched on yesterday, discipline number 1. It's the easiest one we can make to help essentially start the day off on the best possible just tip. If I'm gonna keep it real with you, that's my go-to. Wake up early. If you can wake up every day at 5 a.m., power to you. That's a good way to start the day. 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. is a lot of day that you're awake and doing things that you might not have been able to do before. And also it gives you time to put things into the day that you didn't think you could put in before. But I would say if you want to be even better and even stronger, start waking up at 4. Why is 4 o'clock in the morning a very important number just in society? I was watching videos the other day on YouTube as I was taking in all this motivational speaking and all that things with billionaires and how successful people really look into time blocking, which is what we'll get into later on in another discipline. They make sure they maximize every single day to the point when they wake up, it is nothing but successes for them until they go to sleep. When it comes to discipline, you're really just telling yourself, I have things I need to do, and I'm going to execute them to the best of my ability. And if you do not execute everything right now to the best of your ability, you are holding yourself back, which builds on self-accountability and builds on the principles that you're setting on yourself, so you no longer have insecurities. Because when you do these disciplines and you make these routines and you continue to grow and push yourself to those limits, you then start to understand the person that you have always said that you were going to be. Because the person that you were before, remember, the person we were before, we're throwing them away. Why? Because we're getting our shit together. So, to not harp on that too long, if you can every single day, wake up at 5 a.m. Now, I'm going to go through my routine, and you could take it for a grain of salt. Yours might be different. I got a lot of things I got to get through in the day. Personally, that's why I'm thinking about waking up at 4 a.m. But for me, every day, first thing I do, wake up 5 a.m. I give myself 5 minutes. What do I do in these 5 minutes? I don't check a phone. I don't get out of bed. I don't move. I take a deep breath in, deep breath out. If you believe in anything, some people do, some people don't. But if you believe in anything, I take these first 5 minutes to thank God for the new day that I'm awake. I mark that as a win. And these little wins are going to be really, 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 really important in the grand scheme of things and helping you succeed and to retain these habits that we're going to go ahead and move on with later. So 5 a.m., I wake up, first 5 minutes of the day, thank God. Thank God, say a little prayer. I appreciate you for waking me up. I appreciate you for giving me the strength to do whatever I need to do today. Give me the clarity, whatever it is. Right. Finally, from 5:05 to 5:10, I sleep on a futon. So I make my bed, I put my futon away, and I get ready to go into my morning stretch. My morning stretch is no more than 10 minutes long. No more. So we're going from 5:05 to 5:15 in this time. Everything gets put away and morning stretch gets done. That way, I get these muscles shaken up. I wake myself up. I get my body moving and everything that I need to so that I know that I am limber and ready to take on the day. Why is that small exercise in the morning important? Because it gets the blood flowing. See, most people wake up in the morning and they drag themselves out of bed. They're dragging. They're not putting their best foot forward. You have to go into a mindset of, I'm going into the day to accomplish everything I need to do. Because let's say, for instance, fine, you wake up at 5 a.m. You get up and you kind of half-ass everything that you need to do in the morning. You got to remember, you're telling yourself, I'm a half-asser. We're not half-assers in this. We're trying to build businesses. We're trying to get our lives together. We're trying to make things for the world to be better. Most importantly, we ourselves are trying to be better and get our shit together. How are we going to be able to do that if we essentially fail ourselves in the beginning of the day? These habits that we build slowly but surely compound. Okay? To get a little bit personal with you, I'm not going to harp on it too long. As y'all know, y'all seen the first video of my account. While I'm doing this right now, I'm going through one of the most intense periods of my life. This transformation I want to be documented because I want to see myself grow. It is important and imperative to me that I see the person I was before and I change him. I make him better because I want to be better. And in order for me to be better, I'm putting these videos and telling myself I'm going to upload them every day to hold the accountability. I'm going through a very bad breakup right now. I've lost everything. Been kicked out of my house that I worked 7 years to build, and before this, I didn't have habits. I worked hard at my job. I dragged myself out of bed to go brush my teeth and go do the work and go save the money, So I did that before, and it made me feel busy. But being a busy worker drone and not pouring anything into myself is what got us here, is what makes us insecure and what makes us lose focus in the things that we want to do. So, like I said, we're building these habits every single day. Now, back to the schedule that I was set. So now we put our futon away, we finished our morning stretch. Like we talked about earlier, journaling. Friends, people of the world, and everyone that is watching these videos, it is imperative that you take the time every single day to write and reflect. The reflection of the mistakes and the things that you did yesterday, make sure that you do not go insane in creating the same actions today. This is why I harped so much in the first video about all the different journals that I have. I have 3 journals. I have one that I write in the evening and two that I write in the morning after my stretch. Okay? So my two journals that I write in the morning is a journal that I showed you guys, which is my big three. What do I want? What can I control? What can I do right now? That's journal number one. Now, the second journal, if you have the time, is my self-check-in. Okay? That self-check-in is essentially my mission, because I want to be reminded of my mission every day I wake up. With this right here, my mission is to touch as many people possible and help them, just like myself, get their shit together. Why? Because getting your shit together allows you to be ahead and turn into the 1%. I want to be the 1%. I want to build something that I can look back on one day and be proud of and know that I helped people. And in order for me to do that, one, I have to show and be someone of humility. Two, I have to prove to not everyone like you guys, but to myself, that I can get up and I can do this. If I said I'm gonna do it and I do it every day, that reassures me and makes my word bond. And that is very important when it comes to your disciplines, because no one's gonna sit here and help you with this. No one's gonna wake up in the morning and tell you to wake up. And if they are, kudos for them. But guess what? One day they're gonna die. Or one day they might not be here. One day you might have to go on a trip. There are so many variables when it comes to anything else outside of yourself. And you have to remember, when building these disciplines, the only person that can control the outcome of your day is you. The universe is going to do all the things that the universe is going to do. It can give you a flat tire. It can make it rain. It can put things in the road. It can mess up your knee. It can hurt your foot. There's so many different excuses that we can go down. But if you don't have the ability to build on yourself in these disciplines, you will fail. You will fail. These habits are what you need to ingrain in your head. Every day you wake up, you need to tell yourself, look, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it gives you a checklist to build on. Which is why I said it's great in our first video when we were getting into mindset, closing our eyes, thinking about where we wanted to be, because it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't have to have the exact destination. But if you know I need to be sitting in a GT3, for example, okay, GT3. How are we going to get it? We might not know. How much money are we going to have? I don't know. But the goal is, for me, is to just become the best person that I need to be. And in becoming that best person, doing these steps will allow my mind to open. Doing these routines will allow me to just be better, will help clear my mind. Because when you have a routine and you follow it, even if one or two things fall off track, you have the routine to fall back on. Now, as we continue into our morning routine, into our day, for me, once I get into the car and I finish up doing everything, I put on my clothes for the day and then I head out to go to work. While I'm driving to work, or maybe you're not driving, because I drive and take the bus, so there's no excuse for either or. I listen to the Gospels on my way to work. Now, in this drive to work, I don't know what it is you'll be doing, but you need to prioritize every single second of the day. Every piece of time that you have is valuable, and it needs to be executed to its fullest. No matter what. No matter what. Because wasted time is time lost. Wasted time is progression, is regression, sorry. We need to lock in. We need to focus in a way that we have never, ever focused before. So like I said, we're at 5 a.m. we started. This time block now, from us getting there to here, we're at 5:30. 30 minutes of our day. Look at all the things that we have already achieved. This is why this is so important. We need these wins to build ourselves. Without these wins, we're losers. These wins are not for anyone else but ourselves. I need you to repeat after me. Without these wins, we lose. And these wins are not for anyone else but ourselves. These wins aren't for your mom. These wins aren't for your dad. These wins aren't for your sisters, boo-boo, Prentice. It doesn't matter. These wins are for you. Because guess what? If you want to sit there and continue to be like how I was, insecure, sad, unhealthy. Even though I'm pretty lean now, I look okay, but inside, unhealthy, stressed, angry, confused, mind all over the place. Those things happen when you don't have proper discipline and don't have proper structure in your day. These disciplines and these habits that we are building are to give us structure so that we have things to fall back on, especially if life goes awry. Now, we've discussed this. Let us move forward. The next thing that we do in our day, for me, and I'm saying this for me so that I can give it to you all. Once I get on board the train, right? I get to where my destination is. I'm listening to the Gospels. Once I get there finishing the Gospels, I get out of my car that I park at the train station, get on board the train, and we read. I will be making a video about reading later on, but I want to take this moment to explain a bit of the importance of reading. Okay? We need knowledge. Throughout your day, at some point, there needs to be something that you learn. You're learning every single day, but learning should not be sporadic. Learning should be something that you attack. Whether that be building the skill, like this one, that is one skill that I have in the day, or reading, that is a second skill of the day for me. You have to be honing and building your mind, because if you don't, the world will continue to walk all over you. And I'm not saying, it's in regards to formal education. If you get formal education, great. I am in huge support of people that get formal education that want to better their lives and help society. There's no knock against the 9-to-5 job. But formal education and self-education, two very different things. Formal education makes you good at a job to do for someone else. Self-education makes you good as a human to better the world. We have to remember these things when we are thinking about our discipline, because there are so many people who spend all of their lives going to colleges, going to institutions to sit and learn knowledge that cannot use that knowledge to better themselves in the long run. Learning how to be a doctor is not going to teach you public speaking skills. It teaches you care, it teaches you compassion, it teaches you relations. But the things that are going to teach you that are you getting out into the trenches and you reading the books and the knowledge to help you understand how people think. You have to find the time to grow. You have to find the time to understand money. You have to understand wealth. Right now, the book that I am reading is called How to Influence People and Win Friends. It's a great book, great read. I'm about a little over halfway through it. I'll talk about books and stuff that I'm reading later on in another video, but this is a part of my habits that I have in the day to help me lock in. Now, I'm going to close up books like this. Reading is fundamental, and more importantly, in the time that is spent reading, my train ride is about 30 minutes. In about 30 to 45 minutes, I'm able to read anywhere between 10 to 15 pages, so about a chapter. You need to get in your brain right now on this 6-month stint as we build these new routines. I guarantee you, your brain will change in a week if you read 10 pages every day. I know because I did it. I did not read before. I did not read books. I did not like reading books. This is the first time I've sat and focused every day to read a book. I am halfway done with the book. I've only been reading the books for a week and a half. I'm halfway through a book. Every single day, reading the pages. Sometimes maybe more, sometimes maybe less. But I'm reading. And there's nothing more fulfilling than gaining knowledge in a book that you can execute every single day and using your peers and realize the internal peace that begins to form. Gaining knowledge on how to be better self will help you and help God to see that you are not wasting what He created. You cannot be a waste anymore. We cannot be a waste. And knowledge and wisdom is the biggest thing that we can intake into ourselves to be better humans for the people around us. Because without knowledge and wisdom, we are nothing more than slaves, which is why we get caught in the traps that we get caught in before. Anyways, enough about that. We finally get off the train. My train ride is anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, right? Once I get off the train, I get on the bus. All right? My bus ride after that train ride is another maybe 15 to 20 minutes. What are we attacking in the time? I take this time to give out good morning wishes to family because I know they're not going to answer early in the morning. I don't want to wake them. So I take this time to assert gratitude into the universe because it is important. Mind you, we have now been up already 2.5 hours. Look at all the wins we have. The day is not over, but look at how much we have already accomplished. We have read, we have stretched, we have journaled, we have exercised. All these things have been accomplished. And we're now giving gratitude and grace to the people who we have in our circle. Some people may have none. And if you don't have any, you thank the bus driver. You practice your interaction skills. You practice your charisma in these times. Finally, we get to work, we walk to work. My new thing is that I spend my time doing now. When I get to work, I take my laptop with me and I work on the episode that I shot the previous day. Because I get to work 2 hours early. Do I need to do that? No. But it gives me the time to get out of my house to a place where there are people that are already awake to focus and build the goals that I need to. So in this time, we make this time our editing time. Why? Because this is important. We are building something for the future. You spend these 2 hours. We get there at 6. I don't start until 9. Sorry. I get there at 6:30, 7 o'clock, right? And then we start at 9. So we'll say we get at work at 7, and then we have 2-hour stints of building, of either editing. And before I started editing, I was working on my skills. So listening to motivational things in the morning, learning and taking notes from people like Goggins and Tate and who I was going to think of, Alex Hermosi, just ingesting. Because, you know, people say you don't have to listen to those people, and you don't, but you need to ingest. Ingest. If you force the noise and give yourself the signals of what you want to be, what you want to hear, what you want to do, you'll do it. Again, these are all wins before I've even punched the clock for the 9 to 5. I'm building my skills. I'm taking the time out to edit and execute and write out plans that I have for coming up videos. All this has happened in the day because we started our day at 5 a.m. All of it. It's not impossible. Again, we've gotten all this stuff done before 9 o'clock in the morning. You know how valuable that is? You know how important and enriching that is to the soul for you? All of this has been done before 9 a.m. We haven't even made it back home. So, from the 7 o'clock time to the 9 o'clock time, it is spent working on skills with my laptop, editing these videos for you guys in the morning, because that's the only time I have to do it, and going into the chapel to pray for the day. Thank God, because we have a chapel at work. Thank God for everything He's given me, and execute an amazing day at work. Now, my work I work from 9 to 5:30. So of course, in this block, it's work. We're doing everything we can to be the most successful that we can at work. And when you get to work, if you work a 9 to 5 right now, that is okay. It is okay. It is not a bad thing to work a 9 to 5. But if you want to get away from working the 9 to 5, you work hard at the 9 to 5. So when you're ready to go ahead and quit the 9 to 5, you're ready to go. Which is why you have to have all of these things present first, because a lot of people like to make things on impulse. Me included, when I was doing this before, I made a lot of really bad risk decisions on impulse, and we don't do that anymore. We made a lot of those decisions off of just reckless knowledge, empty thinking, not being transparent, not thinking the way we were supposed to. Now we have a baseline. Granted, this happens every single day. This is my schedule, and it will be yours too. And you can fit whatever you want to fit into these times to execute the way you want to execute. If you need more time to exercise in these times, you can exercise in these times. You want to read more in these times, you can read more in these times. If you want to do schoolwork in these times and maybe not do videos, it all depends. It all depends. But now we are at the hours of 9 to 5:30. These are my working hours. Once 5:30 hits, I'm going to the train station and I'm getting on the train. The bus. The bus ride from the train is about 15 to 20 minutes for me. What am I doing in this time? In this time, we sit and ingest more knowledge. I don't read my book in this time. I could read my book in this time. I used to, but I ingest more knowledge. So I go on YouTube, I look up creators and learn from them so that I can give you back the information. Again, this is a day. This is a 24-hour stint. I am walking you through mine so you understand what is possible to be done in a 24-hour period. Okay? First 20 minutes, we get onto the train, the bus, and we're listening, right? We're building till we get to the train station. Once we get upstairs, we're noting, we're annotating, we're writing down again what it is we want to conquer. You have to put into your mind what it is you want to achieve. You need to be writing and executing and building a plan so that you can create what you need to create going forward. We have to keep creating. I'm also getting ready to start school, so this might change a little bit, but I'm making the time slots and I'm putting the things in the time slots so that I can have the times to execute. There's still holes in my schedule where I can put things in, which is why time blocking and time management is so very, very important, which we will get into a little bit later. But like I said, on that train ride home, I then come home and I come sit down here, set my camera up to film a video for you guys. Breaking down everything that I am learning, everything that I am doing, so that I can make sure that I'm not just talking farce out of my ass, but I'm actually saying, look, I'm doing this so that you guys can do it with me. Copy me. I'm not exactly sure what you guys' schedules are, but copy what I'm doing. Continue to grow, continue to flourish, continue to push past boundaries that you've never seen before. That is the only way out. We all get 24 hours in a day. And if you're sitting here, you're listening to me, there's no excuse that you don't have time. You have time. How are you executing it? That's not even to talk about what you're doing on my lunch. I just said the 9 to 5 is just that, the 9 to 5. It is what is executed during the day. That's what I give the people for allowing me to work. We have so much time in the day, guys, and we haven't even finished the day yet. So I finally come home. I sit down. I set my camera up. If it's not delays on the train, I'm here talking to you guys at no later than 6:45. giving you guys a solid 30 minutes of my time to build and discuss what it is we need to execute. Then after that, after I've given you guys the great video for the day, the next thing we move on to is the exercise portion of my day. I have a 3-mile run that I run every day so I can have my endurance back. My goal is to get my 3 miles done in 30 minutes. Right now, we're at about 45 minutes, where we need to get a little bit better. But that came because we sat at the beginning of July and told ourselves we were going to do it. Some days I run 5 miles. Some days I might run 2.5. But it depends on time and depends on when I get home. As you guys can see, it's a ton of mosquitoes. But the execution, these habits are not hard. None of these things are hard. Everything is simple. All of this is simple. You wake up, you do things, you go to sleep. If you do 30 simple things a day, 30, you have 30 wins guaranteed to you every day that you redo. It turns something on in the brain. It gives you a dopamine shot. And it's for no one else to see but yourself, because you accomplished it. You did. After we do our run, we come back home, we get ready. It should be about no later than 8:30 at night. We do a 30-minute exercise, whether it be push-ups, whether it be legs or abs. 30 minutes after my run. So that whole block is about an hour. So 9 o'clock at night. We still have 2 more hours of our day. What do we do in these last 2 hours? If you want to eat food, you eat now. I feel like a meal at the end of the day should be deserved, which will help you if you have to struggle with weight issues. It'll force you to do all these things first and then eat. I don't normally eat lunch. Heck, I don't even eat breakfast sometimes. But I come home and I eat a meal. That's what works for me, because it has to feel earned. I made it through the day and I made it through all these wins. Some small, others larger. But look at that roadmap. Look at all the things that we were able to discuss that we did during the day. We worked out a total of 3 times today. We worked on 2 skill sets today. We learned 3 skill sets today. All of this in skills. To then make it to our bed, to then give us the time to reflect, which leads us to the journal that I showed you guys last night, which is my nightly reflection, where I sit and I wrap up my day. I normally sit down and write that at around 10:30 to 10:45 at night, after my shower. Because once 11 o'clock hits, 11:30, I'm going to sleep. Every day needs to be that full from top to bottom. Every day needs to be executed from 5 a.m. or hell, if you can withstand it. I don't think I can withstand that right now. But if you can withstand waking up at 5 a.m. and going to sleep at 11 p.m., you will get all those things done every day. That is 10 pages being read. That is editing being done. That is videos being done. You have all this time every single day. What is your excuse? And that included a 9 to 5. And sooner or later in the next month, that will include college. I have extra time now. I'm still feeling it. I'm not wasting it. But when college comes around, I will have extra time to execute every single day. We build these habits to maintain self-control. Because without self-control, we are lost. Without self-control, we are insecure. These small wins all throughout the day make every day a big win. Every day. So, I'm going to slightly touch on time blocking because I know this one's a little bit long. Time blocking will save you so much time. It will help you execute things more precisely. Notice how we leave our skill-based talents earlier in the day and our physical-based talents towards the end of the day. Some people like to switch this and do all the hard stuff in the morning because you're the most clear then. You know, I leave my physical workouts and things like that nature to the end of the morning, end of the day, because I want to spend my mornings getting skill-based things done so I can ingest that and start my day with that. Because that's what's important. That's what's going to separate me. My skills are what's going to separate me from my competitors. So, to wrap up, things that we've learned, habits that we need. Every day you wake up, give yourself time to reflect. Bar none. Be thankful and give gratitude that you are here to do it again. Because guess what? A lot of people ain't. That's number one. Number two, get moving in the morning. Move your legs. Stretch like I do. Get some physical stuff in you. Get the blood pumping from the start. 3, write some shit, bro. I need you to write. I need you to take all this time to write and write some more. Write until your fucking hands fall off. You need to be doing something physically written down so that you can see your progression. And if you're like me, you're documenting it as well. We need to execute and focus all the time of the day. Give yourself the blocks. Make each point in time in the day full of something. There should be no gaps. There should be no waste. Ever. Every day must mean something. Something. Because if you are to die tomorrow, if I am to die tomorrow, I know that I at least did everything I said I was going to do today. And that holds weight. It holds weight. When you go to sleep and you have to look at the ceiling and ask yourself, damn, did I bitch out today? You get to tell yourself, no, I didn't. I did everything I said I was going to do. You reassure yourself that your words hold something. Your words are your bond and you don't break them. You are no longer insecure. Why? Because you are securing yourself at the fact that the things that you say, you do. And no one can take that away from you. Not me, not the haters, because there's going to be a bunch of them on this ride. Trust me, I made so many in this time, some warranted, some not, but guess what? It doesn't matter because the person that we are building, they won't be able to touch. And that's the truth. We won't allow them to touch us. We are creating the person that we see in our head. He is stoic, or she. That person is strong, both mentally and physically. They have endurance. They are not weak. I won't allow you guys to be weak with me. The people around me that are doing these things with me are not weak. They push themselves mentally and physically every single day with routines and habits that help them build the character that they need to be in the rooms with people who are better than them so that they can learn. Every person I know that does these things and has these habits are more willing to take the time out and speak to you and give you what you need to learn. Just off of having the physical ability, looking strong, opens the doors. Having the mental capacity to have the conversations, to ingest the information that they're giving, will set you apart from all of your peers. So, to conclude this video about habits, there is a lot to take away. A lot. Okay? The main thing I want you to take away from this is every day we have the choice. If you are given the ability to wake up in the morning, you have the choice to be 1% better than the person you were the day before. And you have the same 24 hours that everyone else is given. Same 24 hours as a billionaire, the same 24 hours as a homeless man on the street. You have the same. What will you do in those 24 hours to create the best version of yourself? Your routines and your discipline are your bond. They are your physical and mental connection to yourself. The habits that we have talked about today, whether it be folding your blanket and your clothes in the morning, putting on your clothes, to reading your book, getting your skills, you have time to execute. There's so much time in the day to execute the things that you need to execute. Go execute it. So, with that said, we are now at day 2. Okay, we're at day 2. We got 5 months left to go. 5. Make sure. Yes, 5 months left to go. We stay on this track every single day, you will see me gain some muscle. You will see me have better times. It's inevitable. I will have a video ready for you guys every single day because I said so. I'm building a personal brand that is built on discipline. G.Y.S.T, get your shit together. G.Y.S.T, every day. Execute it every single day. No one can take it from you because when you get your shit together, everything else falls in place. So, without further ado, as y'all know, my name is Gio. I thank y'all so much for sitting here and taking the time out with me to take these notes and build these constructive habits together as we sit on another episode of Get Your Shit Together, where I drew my best to motivate not only you, but myself in turning myself into the man that is able to be the man I said I am. So, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.